It's hard to write when so much seems wrong, and it's funny because I do very much enjoy the nature of my jokes just as much as I do the travel of my journey. You see, Mr. E, I write to you in the light of day with a heart full of riddles and a glass full of wine, when in reality it's more of coffee. Awaiting your hand to reach out and touch my puzzle, I see my pieces placed perfectly for fun. The light of sun slowly bleeding between cream-colored curtains, I imagine you there with a strong cup of tea, perhaps accompanied secretly by a splash of bitters, making the best of your Sunday, not knowing whether tomorrow will come, but truly enjoying the moment of today. You see, Mr. E, my heart aches and beats in its melancholy rhythms. Not sad, for that requires stasis. It's a sit more than a swing. Like those cream-colored curtains, I find my smile makes its entrance with teeth that once did cut. I place in front of myself my heart, and try my best not to throw it in hearth like all of my other papers and sketches. The words I have seen and see now might be considered wisdom down the line, and maybe they truly are just for the wind. But I wish to find her kiss enough, her warm laugh, perfect for my poems, and my words are not needed to decode. I just like to think they decant. Funny. Maybe even they're the secret ingredients in your bitters. You take a strong sip of your tea and touch your shoulder. I know you're enjoying the day's puzzle, and you look to the window and remember as if on beat, the sun that stops stares, if only for a second, to mind. Within your amber eyes, I see the air, the freedom of the sea, but not awaiting the rush of waves. I feel you having your feet planted in sand, not firmly, but you still have your shoes and socks beside. There you stand, hat on head, white beard that connects your wrinkly smile, eyes well over the horizon, yet here we still do stand together. I remember the day, that vision we shared of us being old, of us smelling the salt and waking up over and over, again and again by the sea. Its calming rhythms never a puzzle for us to decode, rather just music without a personal player. There we stand, not waiting for the moment to pass, though it seems these two stars so close could not help but collide. Call it gracious gravity, but we seem to be too old to not share the day, but never too old to share a joke. Here, though, I find myself planted on a poor man's porch. I see myself in this smog. Light can still be seen through, but there's so much shadow. And time truly does tick on, but I may not see the minutes, but I feel every second. Nothing feels like it once did. I feel seen, but not in the way that matters to me most now. I wish to be seen more in than to be seen without. So slowly I allow the smog to suffocate me, but perhaps subdue, or maybe sedate is a better way to say it. You see, it's not a rot or a ruin. I just feel myself running, endless running, when all I want to do is look up at stars. Hear the bird calls, smell the scent of days past, and see the light of the ones yet to come. Hear the sound of that player, hear the waves of the ocean, and the sight of us on that beautiful gray beach that we too will share. We stand with two of some, you see, arms, eyes, ears, but it's only with those two that we see the importance of our one, the power of unity, the power of our tongue, our brain, and our heart. I feel it's how we give in comparison to how we receive. As a universe in ourselves, we truly are that unity, and imagine us as our heart's keeper. I seek to not become its captor. The ribs that are within are there to protect it, not to form a cage. And I want to say things differently this time. I want my words to break through those thickening bones, for the blood that pumps pure to make its way to my head and break this miasma of mind. You see, these days I seek for peace more than answers, and I seek for my poems to have purpose more than applause. And the common predicament I face is always that of providing, where the service cannot ride on the view of my own success, but with the bone-breaking pats on my back, provided by the hands that have worked time and time again at not counting the words, but by curing my aching wounds. I fear the need to leave this valley, the canyon that holds me and the world beyond nature's walls. I want humbly for my words not to echo in the hollows of my head, but simply be heard by anybody else. Enviously said, heard by someone who matters, but as I cry, a better sight would be words loved by someone like myself. And I find it sad that it's hard to type in the serif of self, allowing the rivers to pour uninhibited by a mountain of pebbles. I wish to be raised from this pit, cut out my guts and my bloated belly, for they would just add weight. The harshest fact is, the rope up is also hung by me, and I know not which knot I choose to tie. At the bottom, I will either make or break this man, caught between the river and its rubble. I have been to the bottom before. I have felt its depths where the light would not surface. I have made my candle out of my own mind's madness, and still, even if light is figment, I now cannot imagine life without it. I realize that no one is here to help me climb, for the journey is truly my own, and that the cuts sown so deep are turning from torture into tomorrow's tales. I see how some might await atop this valley, where I run now within its river, for I know if I follow the flow, I will find our ocean. I should take time to sit by this riverside, however, though I know not long, I know I need rest. I would ask for an eternity if possible, but I'm afraid that if I wait all that time, as I open my pale eyes to the world and to this valley, I'll be met with a new puzzle, and the river will have dried long ago. Wishing I could allow my mind to wander in these waters now, to soak up every light of sun, and in every way be nude to life's joy. Yet here I still run, with brain carefully crafted, its curves now corroded. Seems our holy bodies are only advertised as cattle. The media is like methane as we fill our lungs, not looking to a future light, but just a fiery hand mirror to fill. We are washed with feed, not water. We are plumped up with posts, and down the line it's those same posts that we will be plunged on, and one day become tomorrow's produce. Days like these feel like I'm just working to afford a coffin. These are the matters of heart that work my bones brittle as they grow ever older. Yet I hope to be old with you one day by the ocean, our bones creaking, yet I know that smile will be worth all of the pain. Seems like those echoes make it so I can't get out of my own head, and even if the same things are said over and over, maybe it's more akin to the richening of a soup. Whether the stock be made of meat and mind, it doesn't have to be perfectly plated for anyone's palate except ours. A Upon my soup bowl I pour a healthy portion, a hearty cheers, with my blood wine red, to wisdom, to wishes, and to our ocean of a peace of mind. May the elixir of life be a life well lived, be a life as warm as a sun-beaten stone. Though I still hear the echoes in this valley, I choose now not to climb out, but to follow the river. I may get less sun, and I may be seen as lower down, but if I can keep my vision straight and follow the river to its end, no matter its bends and boulders, then the cage that holds my heart will transform into a home that holds us. I hope at the ocean I find you outstanding, and even if in this life I am made to not make it there, then my thickened bones will soften in the waves of the river as they fall in, and now they continue the journey through the valley where my feet, hard from running, cannot. I know in time they'll make their way to our ocean sand, a place where my body can finally find its rest beside your shoes and socks. I see that sand, the music of the ocean, the cream of curtained clouds, and the laughter of light that peeks through them. And I see that puzzle that we two play with. I see this all as my coffin I never had to work for, as a home, not a cage.